time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
Well, hello. It is 12:03. It is Two Guys and a Goalie here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Edmonton Sports Talk presented to you by our partners over at Play Alberta. Shout out to Glue Guy for sliding in the lock shop with us for me. I snuck away to Millwoods Arena for final game of a tournament that Marshall was in and got to witness a 5-0 win.
Nice.
Back-to-back shutouts to wrap up the tournament for the boys. Yeah. Marsh scored, and he blocked his first ever hard shot in hockey on his arm. I don't know. It must have been just below the elbow pad above the glove, but he's got a big bump, and it's all bruised up, and he's like, look at this, Dad. He goes, yeah, I know. This is why I don't block shots when I play rec league. The last thing you want. One of the coaches on the team, I get there, I run in after the game, tell him a good game of stuff. And then one coach goes, oh, so you're missing lock shop for this, eh? I said, yeah. He goes, that's probably not going to go over well, is it? I said, oh, come on. I wanted to be here. For the game. All right, lots to get to on the show today. Two Guys and Goalie is brought to you by GS Construction. For more than 5 decades, GS Construction has been proud to serve our communities, working alongside incredible people, helping Edmonton grow for over 50 years. Visit gsconstruction.ca for more details. Cass, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Classic.
I'm good.
Oh, there he is. There he is. We got him.
I'm good. Tell me something, because I haven't talked with you guys.
Yeah.
So tell me something good that happened to Ichi over Christmas. Let me hear.
Oh, wow.
What's something that brought you a little joy over Christmas?
Oh, what a pleasant thing to say. Gage, what about you?
I
By the way,
think,
what's up with the glasses today? You're like young Bob McCowan. What's going on here?
speaking, before we get to that, Cass, speaking of bruises, I was debating on whether to tell people of the reason why I was trying to make up a story why I would wear sunglasses in here, but then I realized that the actual truth of the story is so ridiculous that I might as well just tell it. So yesterday during the game, sometimes I stretch during the hockey games.
Okay.
So I was doing my whole stretching routine watching the hockey game, and I take my pants off and I'm just in my underwear and I'm stretching.
That's normal. Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you?
Yeah. So, and I'm in the living room and I'm stretching it out, and my wife comes in and sees me, and she's only human. She jumps on top of me.
Yes, of course.
But my dog does not like the affection when I aim it towards my wife or vice versa.
Oh no.
Like he tries to get in the way. Like he doesn't like it. So my wife's on top of me and I go, what are you doing? And then my dog comes over and tries to wedge himself in between us. And I'm like, come on, man. and he proceeds to punch me in the face with his paw.
With his paw.
And he gave me a black eye.
Nice.
So I was like, what? So yeah, that's like I couldn't make that up. I don't think I could make that up. So
he's just doing his best Ryan Nugent-Hopkins impression.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe he was fired up.
Yeah, he was like the news. That's what happened.
To answer your question, Cass, I think I enjoy most seeing the joy in everyone else at Christmas. That's
where you get to now, hey?
Yeah, I sit back, like, you know, when Clark is sitting at the table and watching and looking at everyone and kind of smiling. That's me.
That's you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my parents came up on Boxing Day, so that was nice. Did the morning show yesterday with my dad. That was kind of fun. It's just my kids. They absolutely loving Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a perfect age. So, got some new shoes.
I saw those.
These are nice, right? These Converse.
Wow,
How good are those? Eh?
Yeah,
and they're like thicker, like it's a sturdier base.
Yeah,
so those
great.
are nice.
That's nice.
So that's good. What about you, Cass? What was good thing that happened to you at Christmas?
Yeah. I think just being with the family and that joy that the kids had probably was number one. Like, because they are at that magical age still, where it's just the wonder and the excitement of the presence and of just being together and the season in general. So it was a little bit of that, I would say. Another year successfully, no hair on fire again this year. So that's 2 years in a row, where the kids haven't set their hair on fire at Christmas. So win in that regard. But yeah, that'd be it. Just older brother was in town, and sister-in-law, nieces and nephew from Calgary. Younger brother was in town from Toronto. So similar to you as well, Dusty, is just kind of just having everyone in the same house is it's just fun.
Well, with my parents coming up on the 26th, we had a big turkey dinner on the 27th, so I'm still rolling leftovers.
Oh, nice.
Too. And we had a massive turkey. It was like a 15, 16 pounder.
That's it.
So, well, it was pretty big for us. Took up the whole roaster or whatever.
Oh, we had.
So, well, how big did you guys?
My in-laws. Well, the first turkey was a mutant turkey. It didn't have a lot of the stuff on it. So
what do you mean a mutant turkey?
Yeah, some of the skin was off. It was missing a leg and things.
What?
Yeah, it was a butterball, and they thought it unwrapped it, and it was just.
And it's missing a leg.
Yeah, so they took it back and had to get another one.
No,
because they replaced it. And I think that one was 22, and they replaced it with a 27.
Come on.
Yeah.
A 27-pound turkey?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
So what do you put that in?
Massive.
Like a big,
huge.
Like, sort of like flimsy, bigger roaster like that.
Big
like
roasting tin.
Wow.
I guess. I don't cook it.
Jeez. Cass, you guys do up a turkey or what?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We slow cooked those bad boys. So you let it go slowly, cook it at like 170, 175.
For how long?
You basically got to cook it almost overnight.
Wow.
Cooking a long
and you're
time.
not talking about smoking it. You're talking about cooking it.
No, you can roast it. Yeah, you can roast it too, like 175, 180. You can even do it if you want it a little bit quicker. You do it at like 200. Make sure you got the old thermometer in there so you can keep track of it. So you slow cook that thing, and you would turn it hot at the end to crisp up the skin on the outside, and it was delicious. I think it got injected with some kind of butter and some seasonings as well, and to stab it with a meat injector needle, and it was juicy and plump and delicious. It was fantastic.
Gage, tell me more about these meat injector needles. What are you talking about here? Yeah. I don't know. I've never seen them.
We should go to Cabela's.
Gager, this is not. Yeah, I know. We need to like take them places and like have them actually experience things.
Yeah.
So you like infuse butter into the meat?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
You inject it. It's like you stab it with. It's like not like a normal syringe. It's like a wider. But you like suck up butter and spices into this thing, like melted butter.
No way.
You stab the turkey and you're like injecting the meat with butter and seasoning.
I'll buy a chicken one day and we'll go do it in the kitchen there.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Good idea. Yeah.
Man, that's a great idea. Yeah. I can't believe I didn't know that was a thing before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. Some Bones texts in and says, Gage, with that black eye, maybe you should lay down in the shower from now on.
No laying down in the shower for me. That is just a weirdo.
We got to bring Cass up to speed on this. Cass, this morning on the show, YouTube Trev, who loves baths, admitted that even when he showers, every time he showers, he still lays down in the tub.
Every time.
Not just when like you're hungover or something, or you're not feeling well. Every time he has a shower. Every time he has a shower, he lays down. He even soaps himself while he's laying down.
Laying down. That's a little odd. Like the occasional I could get behind the occasional, like feels nice. You just kind of want to close your eyes and lay your head back. Like I get that. But every time I don't know, that's a little different.
I could see
it's a little
stool.
Different.
You know, I've
sitting down a little bit. Yeah.
In Europe, there were like banyas and stuff. They're building one here. I'm sure they'll have one. But you would sit on a stool with the wand, and actually, I found that quite enjoyable because you sit there, and it was quite easy to wash yourself and give your feet a good scrubbing and stuff without worry of falling. But as for just laying down, that is just completely bizarre.
Psychotic.
Yeah.
Right? It is.
Well, it's not. No, it's like doing it every once in a while isn't psychotic. Again, like you're really tired, you're not feeling well, like, but you want the steam and you want to feel it. Like I get that, but every time it's a little different, guys.
Yeah, just a tad. Ken texts in and says, "Gager, that's an absolutely ridiculous explanation for the glasses."
Hey, exactly. That's why I told you.
Now, did he headbutt you or he punched you with a paw?
Okay, you want to see it?
I do want to see it, actually. Is it this left one?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's see it.
Can you see that?
Nice.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty. Yeah. You know what? When your eyes up like that, it's not too bad. Like right now,
it's not too bad.
But it's not too bad.
When I blink, my wife goes, "Oh my God, let's do the other guy. You're looking pretty good."
Did you not take him out for a walk today just to pay back?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, you should say, no walk for you.
There's no dog walk story today.
No walk for you.
Suck it, Boone.
What'd you think about this morning? Well, nothing actually. I didn't go on a dog walk.
And I'm doing the game tomorrow on the panel.
Are you?
Yeah.
You gotta get some makeup.
No, I'll tough it out. It'd be a good
You tell
story.
the exact same story.
I'll tell the exact same story.
Oh God, that's too funny. So you're doing the game tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah, a New Year's Eve special.
I figured,
Yeah.
why not?
Oh, that'll be
I got my wife and one of her best friends tickets.
So they're going to come to the game?
They're going to come to the game. Little alumni lounge.
Living their best life.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe even try
Are
to
you
track
going
down.
to stick around downtown for like...
Might as well.
Yeah.
Right?
I would, if you're already there.
Yeah.
We need to try to rush somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Might even go see what the big game hunter Tommy Gazzola is doing, and maybe go into Honey. Grab a
Tommy would be kicking around somewhere.
yeah.
He'll be having a good time.
full safari gear for Tommy. He'll look like that guy from the first Jumanji.
From the first Jumanji. That was a classic. I love the first Jumanji.
Love the first
Yeah,
one.
I was very
Still stands
fascinated.
up.
Well, it does. And it was such a cool concept. I don't know how old I was when the first Jumanji came out, but it was like one of those things where I was like, I wonder if that would happen to us.
Yeah, well,
What would it be like?
Yeah. How many times did you go look at video or board games?
Yeah.
And go, geez.
I'd like to live in that one.
Yeah.
Cass, if you could live in one board game, which one would it be?
Ooh.
We know what we've been playing a lot. The kids got for Christmas, the game of Life.
Oh, that's a good one.
Life's a good classic.
One. Yeah.
They must.
That's a good one.
Since Christmas, we probably played that half a dozen times already. I don't want to live in it, but
yeah, I wouldn't want to live in this one. Definitely not. But we got a new one because we actually, my family has been off of board games for a little while. We used to play Settlers of Catan. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that. Play that.
I've heard of it. Yeah,
but it got intense. Like it way too seriously. Like board flipping, people not talking to each other for weeks after a game, and that sort of thing. But then my dad got. It was called Farmicide was the name of the game.
Farmicide.
But it's basically like, it's kind of like a Settlers of Catan, but you combine it with like a Animal Farm, like the book Animal Farm, like where the animals have taken over. So it's basically when the animals have taken over and they're waging nuclear war against other animals inside of the game. So you like there's nukes and you can counter nuke people. Like if they try to nuke you, you're like trying to build the most nukes and take over the farm in the world. So it's actually pretty interesting. So that was a lot of fun. Wouldn't want to live in that one. Life would be a pretty good one. Although if you've ever had like a bad round in the game of Life where it's like you get like that. It's
Tam
like,
and I were a politician the other day. That sucked.
Yeah, a tough one, but that one would be pretty good. Candyland. What other would be a good one? Wouldn't want to live in Snakes and Ladders. I'd have to think about it.
Yeah,
Monopoly would be a little bit scary too.
I was pissed we're having this conversation. Is Reed? He could come in with his board game knowledge.
Yeah, Reed would. There's definitely probably a game that Reed would like to live in. Yeah, for sure. All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, Northside Sandwiches. What about Clue?
That's the first one that went through my mind.
We play a lot of Clue too.
Do you?
There's like a bit of a shorter version of it.
Yeah.
That we play with the kids. That's a lot of fun. Actually, this is good things that happen over the holidays. You'll never believe this. So we're playing Clue. Me and Marsh and Muzz, just the three of us, and I went to a room and made a guess, and I guessed myself. Or I guessed the card that I had for the person, and then I guessed the weapon. I guessed the room, and neither of them had it. On the very first play, I guessed the room and the weapon.
No way.
And then it took like 2 more turns, and I got it, and I won. And I rubbed it right in their face really good. That was probably my greatest clue accomplishment of my life. It was pretty impressive.
Nice.
Humble brag. All right, let's go to this game last night. Oilers and Jets. Gage, your thoughts on Pickard? Let's start there.
It's good. Did
he goalie him? Would you say that?
No, I think that's a performance by an NHL goalie going on the road and and being the most important player on the team to secure 2 points, right? Like he made some really good saves. He had a good night. They had to do something special to get the puck past him. I thought that although the goals that were scored on Hellebuck, those were good goals, right? He provided good goaltending too. The Oilers were just able to capitalize on a couple of their chances, and the Jets weren't. I thought it was I think that's an important game for the Oilers to have, a game where your goalie plays well and you're basically hanging on by a thread because of his good play, but you're playing good defense. I won't say great, and you're not relying on 29 and 97 to pull you out of the fire, and you're getting goals from unlikely. Well, I wouldn't say Roslovic's unlikely, but you're getting
Jones was really, but great.
Yeah, he also was at fault for the goal against Jones.
Yeah, he let his guy go there too, but
he turned the puck over and
turned the puck over. But no, I thought it was that's a galvanizing win, I think, for a team to go in and not have to rely on the big dogs and other sources are the reason why you won the game.
Cass, what do you think about the Ingram had started 3 in a row, had played well, has a .915 save percentage since he came up. How important do you think it was for Pickard to have that game?
Yeah, huge. Well, I would like. So my view of the game is maybe a little different than Gager's. Okay. Like I think it was a massive game, but it was a massive game purely for Pickard. Like I think for him, that game was huge. Like he needed to have a good game at the least, a solid game at the least, and he had a great game, played fantastic. I thought the rest of the team was just average to sub-average. Like Winnipeg pushed. Edmonton didn't have a ton of pushback. Yes, you get a little help from the depth. Your power play ends up being, but that's a wash because they also gave up a goal. So your depth ends up even on it. And then your power play still, even though it was a second unit, right, which you need on occasion to produce, but the second unit on the power play is what ends up winning you the game. But so much of that was just hold on and pray that you win that game, or you come out of that with at least a point, or you take it to overtime. Like that's the Oilers were playing to hold on for the entirety of the second half of that game, and Pickard played really well. And I don't know if it was like a galvanizing win, and maybe it is. Like it could be. I'm not saying it's not. But I would question if it's like, oh, look, our secondary scoring's back and bottom six is going and guys are playing and they're gonna, because he still barely played any minutes. Like they didn't play any minutes. They were in their end the entire second half of the game, top lines and bottom lines. Like no one was really just consistently going. The only one that was consistently playing well the entirety of the game was Calvin Pickard. Now the game was huge for him. I mean, because we went and I was in the camp. And I still lean the way of saying, hey, Ingram's got a more of a track record as a starter than Pickard does. And he looks like he's playing well, and Pickard's numbers aren't great this year. And I started to be like, well, maybe you do start to look at having Ingram here and maybe seeing if Pickard can clear waivers. And then Pickard throws a great game. And so it was huge for him and for his own confidence because he hasn't been fantastic this year. But to have a game where he came out and he essentially goalied the Winnipeg Jets is huge for his confidence. And it's big for that battle between Ingram and Pickard to say, hey, look, yeah, Ingram played well for a couple of games. Now Pickard has too. So it's created a positive controversy in a lot of ways. Tommy made a point in the post-game show yesterday, which I thought was great about, wanting to maintain as you can some loyalty to guys that have been there and put work in the organization. And certainly Pickard is that, and teammates really like him. But he just made it a lot more difficult to, depending on the state of Jari's actual injury and what his actual timeline is, made it a little bit more difficult, again, for the organization to make a decision on what they want to do with the goaltending when Jari comes back.
Yeah, that's the thing, Gager. I mean, we'll see when Jari returns. So I guess my question would be, what does Ingram have to do before Jari returns to make it be some sort of decision on management for that backup spot?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, I guess the simple answer is just keep doing what you're doing, right?
Jari comes back. Let's say Ingram's played 8 games or 9 games, still got a .915 save percentage. That's enough?
Yeah. I mean, you
That's
can't
better than
ask for
Jari's
much more.
numbers, yeah.
He's been, I guess you don't want to be the reason that the team loses.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do as a goaltender, right? Like, because you do make mistakes at times, but out of all the goals that Ingram's allowed, you can't really put too much fault on him, right? And you just have to continue to give your team a chance to win it. I mean, it's a very boring answer, but that's essentially what it takes for him. And you don't want to look at it too much like that, right? You don't want to think, oh, I just got to go out and play my game. You can't think, I got to win. I got to make sure I stop 35. I got to keep my save percentage above 91. All that stuff is, you got to put that on the back burner and just focus on your game, and hopefully that's enough to keep you up top.
Cass, sticking on goaltending here, who would you start against Boston? Oh, classic mute situation, Cass.
I didn't even remember hitting the mute button. I think you have to play Pickard, don't you?
I like how you called him Pickard.
Well, Captain Pickard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beat me up, Cassie.
No, I think you do. I think you have to start him after that game. Like he goalied them. He did. He was by far and away your best player, and winning you're in. That's kind of what they were going with Ingram. So for Pickard, it should be the same thing.
Fair argument. Gage, what would you do?
I like the win and you're in kind of statement.
Yeah.
And pit these guys against one another and keep hold serve, so to speak, right? Have another really good game. He played well enough to earn another start.
Yeah.
Right. So give him the ball.
And to build off his best game of the year, right? Try to get that confidence going a little bit. Don't think it'll impact Ingram too much, even though he's been playing well. In general, what have you thought of Ingram, Gage? What do you like? What do you like about him? What concerns you about him? Or
nothing really. Well, I guess what would my concern be about Ingram? Because he's just been solid, right? I think he's a little bit better. Well, he is better on his feet than Skinner was.
Oh, yeah.
I like his movement, but he's similar to Skinner where he uses his frame, right? And he talked about it after his first game. He's not a big athletic guy jumping around. I have to use my brain to anticipate where the puck's coming from and get myself in good position to make those saves. And so for a guy that's, had been struggling, I felt his game looked quite confident playing in the NHL. So the only concern I would be is, can he make the big dramatic save and take the goal away? Right. And but when your team is playing sound defensively, you rarely give up a lot of those chances. So that's the one thing we haven't seen. I mean, it's a small sample size, but we haven't seen him really steal one yet, like we did with Pickard.
Yeah. It's Two Guys A Goalie, brought to you by GS Construction. Check them out at gsconstruction.ca. Cass, what would you do with the Jets if you're running the Jets right now? I mean, they had the most points in the league last year. Didn't lead to playoff success. Now they're right down near the bottom of the league. They've lost 6 in a row. They have nothing going from an offensive production standpoint outside of the Scheifele and Kyle Connor line. You've got Morrissey on the back end, Pionk on the back end. Kind of falls off a bit after that. Stanley's having a nice year, but outside of that, it's overall, as Craig Button said today, he thinks they have a personnel problem. Some of the guys that they've got and brought in have not worked. Niederreiter hasn't done much. What do you do if you're Winnipeg after having a pretty good regular season team for a few years now, and now you're sitting in this mode?
Man, if I put my Huss hat on, I still don't know. Like that's the difficult thing is it's not like this is a team that's been wallowing for 3 years in a row where they haven't been very good. And you're like, well, we just need to change everything. This is like, no, it's not like there was dramatic changes from this year or last year to this year. Like you're going to pin it all on Jonathan Taves. Their fourth line are all guys that were in like the 60 to 70 point mark 2 years ago. So it's like they have or should have potential. And I think if we watched that game yesterday, you see some of it. Right, like you see some of the opportunity that they generate. You see some of the pressure they're able to play with. You see some of the jump that they have, and it's like when they're playing when they're playing well, like they still have capacity to be a really good team, but it's just not quite clicking. And the amount of 1-goal games that they have lost this year, I think they're up to 9 or 10. Like they're like 2-9 or 2-10 in 1-goal games. Yeah. I think something like that. I think that's what that stat is. Like they haven't been able to close out tight games, and they haven't been able to pull pull tie and eventually win tight games either. Like it just hasn't been able to click. The easy answer would be, hey, you should just try to make some moves. But I'm like, well, what moves can you actually make? Like you're not moving Hellebuck. Like, are you looking to move a Niederreiter? And are you going to win that trade ultimately? If you do, like you're stuck in do we hold out hope, or do we start trying to make some moves? And it's I think a difficult place to be for an organization that was just so good last year.
Gage, we would say that having their core wrapped up long-term is good though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Scheifele signed till 2031. Velarde signed till 2031. Kyle Connor signed till 2034. Hellebuck signed until 2031. Where's Hellebuck? Yeah, 2031. Pionk, he signed till 2031. Morrissey's got 2 more years after this one. And those guys have been great, right? It's the other people, like they brought in Gustav Nyquist. He's done nothing all year, right? They're trying to find somebody to replace Nick Ehlers, and Perfetti hasn't stepped up, and Nemesnikov has done nothing this year, and Tanner Pearson hasn't moved the needle. And Cass mentioned Nino Niederreiter, and Niederreiter's had much better seasons in the past. And Iafallo, who they brought in the Dubois trade, had shown some promise over. Like it just seems to me like outside of their top 3 guys, the rest of that forward group just completely sucks right now. So do you believe in what you've built and hope that they can turn it around, or do you have to try to do something to save the season here?
Yeah, I mean, the one player you left that looked phenomenal, I thought last night, was that Morgan Barron.
Barron, yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, he did look really good.
He was like, I was like, who is this guy? I noticed Scheifele.
Outside of the top line, he was the next most noticeable forward.
Best guy. Connor is just so dangerous. Is he not the epitome of the skinny little guy from the Nintendo
Kyle
hockey?
Connor? Yeah. If there was, I always thought the modern day NHL comparison, that guy was Elias Pettersson.
Yeah.
But Kyle Connor fits the mold too.
Yeah. And they've got some really good defensemen. I was thinking watching last night and seeing their struggles. Is this a team that's built more for the playoffs than the regular season, right?
But that's been the opposite of that.
I know, but
the last few years, right?
It does seem like, well, they have had a tough time of scoring goals, but I mean, we've talked to people in Winnipeg, and the biggest thing that they've said is they look old and slow. Last night they didn't look slow. They were on their toes. They were causing a lot of havoc for the Edmonton Oilers with their forecheck. So maybe although they lost last night, they dominated most of that game. Maybe this is a kind of a turning point for that team. I don't know, but because they still have like the Scheifele line is a dominant line. They're really good. They just have to find something else.
Cass, Scott Arniel took over last year, was 116 points, lost in the second round to Dallas. How much of this could be on coaching, do you think, this year? Because he was there last year and they had a really nice season. That was his first season as head coach. Yeah. Because they all loved him. Mm-hmm. Like the players loved this guy, apparently, and that's why he got promoted to take the gig when it opened up.
It's always the coach's fault, right?
Coach or goalie.
Coach or goalie. Easiest thing to change is the coach. But I don't think you want to, as an organization, make that change again. Does he bear some of the responsibility? Of course he does. He's the coach. You're going to bear some of that responsibility. But I would agree, and was it Friedman that said it's a personnel issue? I can't remember who you mentioned that had said
it was
that,
Button this morning. It was Button this morning.
Sorry, Button this morning said that. Yeah, so I would lean more towards what Button said. Is more of a personnel issue than anything. Like if players you've brought in haven't or aren't working out, I mean that's more of it. Now, does a coach have some responsibility? Of course he does. But the player hasn't helped. I mean, look at Mangiapane in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Right, like is it the coach's fault? Is it Knobloch's fault? Well, he's going to own some of it from a giving opportunity, utilization, and that sort of thing. Like you're going to wear that, but more of it still has to fall on the player. And then beyond that, you kind of got to look at management to say the decision they made on the players they brought in. I don't think you can, especially in year two. Like I don't know. We turn. I mean, this is Edmonton and Canada, so we turn on our coaches quick, right? Like we turn on them quick. So it doesn't surprise me if people are thinking that. But I can't pin too much on him. Like based off the season last year, like I don't think he should get too much success for last year either. The players should get success for before the coach does, and likewise, they probably should take more of the blame this year.
When you look at their lineup too, like just in the last 10 games, aside from Morgan Barron, no one's contributing anything.
Yeah,
right? Like
nothing,
absolutely nothing. So
I wonder if you take Morgan Barron and just put him with, like, move one of the guys from the big line, like put Barron with Kyle Connor, and see if you can get a second line going, and put Niederreiter up with Scheifele, and just try to spark something. But
they've probably tried.
Yeah,
right. And
I think Huss has said that top line has basically stayed together.
Oh, have they?
They've moved Velarde around a little bit, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I saw Velarde with Nemestikov for a bit there, but I mean, Perfetti is not having a great season. Like they probably assumed that he would be contributing a little bit more offensive.
Oh, well, this is all Winnipeg's problem. I just thought we would chat about it because we saw them last night and got a good first-hand look at them. Edmonton's got some issues of their own. Majapani did not play last night. He has been given permission, according to our very own Tom Gazzola and the Hello Hockey crew. He's been given permission to seek a trade, try to find a trade, have his agent reach out and see if they can find something. So the Oilers are willing to move on from him. Cass, are you surprised it's gotten to this point with Mangiapane not even halfway through the season?
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to take this long. It's kind of like the Arvidsson one at the same time. It's like they sign him and you have these expectations. It's like, okay, well, even I don't need him to come in and score 30 goals.
Yeah.
I need him to come in and, score 15 and play feisty and be annoying and so it's like, how long has it been since Edmonton has had like a rat player? And I was like expecting him to come in and be like a rat, like the Arvidsson in the playoffs that we had hoped he was going to be, like just the all over people around the net, like annoying after every whistle, is always there, always cheering in someone's ear, just driving people crazy. And it's like, we haven't even seen a shadow of that. Like he's had a couple good games here and there offensively, but I can't think of one game where I'm like, man, was he just annoying to play against? Like, was the other team just, you could just tell that they were just being driven nuts by him. Now, if we would have looked at it and say, okay, well, he's more of this step back player. Like we don't expect him again to score over 20. I'd be like, okay, if he's contributing in other ways, not a problem, but he just hasn't found a way to do that. And yes, I am surprised. I thought there would at least, even if he was scoring 10 goals a season, I was like, at least he's going to give you that rat player. At least he's going to give you that. And it hasn't been the case. It hasn't been there. So not shocking. Now he's a guy that wants to play more than 8 minutes a night, doesn't want to be a healthy scratch. And it's not shocking that the information in the news of his agent wanting to be able to reach out to other teams and having permission to do that. It's not shocking that comes right after he was healthy scratched. So it's, and that in favor for guys that are on smaller contracts that maybe are okay with playing 8, 9, 10 minutes a night, like a Curtis Lazar, who's been actually quite effective in the limited role that he's had. So yeah, it's surprising, guys, that it got to this point. Not surprising that they asked for a trade here and now, or asked for the ability to talk to other teams.
Gage, what do you think happens with this?
Well, I mean, isn't the phrase money in, money out? Like, so do you try
or preferably, I would think in a perfect world, just money out, and have that money to play with before the deadline, right? You're not looking to replace that player, is what I'm saying. Like, or are you looking to bolster? Are you hoping for a pick back? Or just anything? Because he got brought in, I think, to solidify the bottom six role, right? Well, except he played top six for the first 20 games. Like, I think he was brought in to be a complimentary. Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Like at the beginning of the year, I think they had Frederick, 3.5. If he can play with McDavid and Draisaitl, there's going to be great value. Majapani, just over $3 million. If he can play with Draisaitl or McDavid, it's going to be great value. And both of them have been epic failures in that role, right? Mm-hmm. And really, neither of them have done anything for the last 2 months. So I think they wanted him to come in and be the guy who would score 20 goals playing in Podkolzin's spot, right? And then Podkolzin just is too good when he's with Leon Draisaitl that doesn't work. They were trying to keep Nuge away from McDavid early, and then there were some injuries, and now Nuge is locked in there. And you can't get anything going in the bottom six either. So I think you would rank this as get him off the books and get a pick in return as the ideal return. Mm-hmm. Second return, I guess. Here's an interesting, I'll ask you guys this. Would you rather, let's say nobody wants to give you anything for him. Would you rather take on somebody else's bad contract or interesting situation and try it here, or give up a pick to move Majapani and have the cap space?
It depends on the name of the player that you're hoping for. Like I think they do need that sandpaper type of guy like Cass, the rat that stays engaged in the games. But also I look at Clattenburg as possibly that guy that can fill that role. You know what he's going to be able to do, right? Maybe it does suit the Oilers best to see if they can just get the hit off the books, but be able to replace it with even some homegrown stuff.
Well, maybe it's his opportunity to get Howard back up.
Exactly.
Or Hudson.
Or
something like that.
Or Clattenburg.
Yeah, right? Or you put Clattenburg back in, leave him on the fourth line.
Yeah.
You know, like... Cass, would that be the preference? Just get rid of the contract. You don't want anything back. Classic mute situation again.
No, you know what? My sinuses have been going a little bit, and so I keep clearing my throat, and I don't want you guys to have to hear it over and over again. I think probably, like, what are you expecting back? I mean, you're going to get like a 6th-round pick, 5th-round pick, because there's more to get the money gone. Like now, if it somehow ended up being like a deal where you could bring in a right shot defenseman, great. But I don't know who out there is going to trade a right shot defenseman for Mangiapane.
Yeah, I don't see that
with another year on. Yeah,
that'd be ideal.
I would love that. Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's weird. Like Arvidsson comes in, and then you hear. He's looking for more opportunity. He wants to go somewhere else. Yeah. And then Majapani comes in and he doesn't get to stick around in the top 6. And you hear he wants an opportunity to go play more somewhere else.
It's weird because he played 4th line in Washington all last year, basically.
Yeah, maybe he saw the light at the end of the tunnel as a free agent at the end of the year. And right, this one he's got to hold. What's he want to play 4th line and be healthy scratched in and out of the lineup for the next year and a half.
I guess.
I mean, I could maybe see that a little bit, but they'd have to find a dance partner to try to make it work. Kaz, what do you think of Philp being claimed by Carolina off waivers?
No, Philp. I didn't think he was going to get claimed. I was a little surprised.
I didn't think he was going to get claimed either. I was surprised.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. I mean, he's not. We have to remember he's not 24. Right.
He's 27.
He's 27. He's been around. And yes, we view him as a young player because his NHL career is young. And he's done some good things. But it's not like he was a core part of your team, or you anticipated him being a core part of your team for the next 5 years. So it's not the end of the world. It does take a contract off the books, right? It does help you from the salary cap. Now you'd rather have him helping you in the minors, have the ability to call him up, but it's not, I don't know. It's not like crucial critical. It's disappointing, I'm sure, for the Oilers, but for him, hey, he's still in the NHL getting a shot on another really good team. So it is what it is. I'm
not overly concerned about it either way, because I think they're going to wait him again and the Oilers will just take him back.
Well, that's what I said. You could probably pick him up again. Because Carolina's a little banged up. Like if they get healthy, when they get healthy, it's very possible he ends up on waivers again, just from a dollar standpoint and cap and where Carolina's at. Now I would have rather have seen Jones just get sent down than Philp, but it is what it is. That's kind of sums up my thoughts. It is what it is. Like it's just like kind of like, okay, not the end of the world. It's not a good thing. It's not like a horrible thing either.
Do you think Philp has upside beyond just a 4th right shot center type of thing?
For some reason, I did.
You did, eh?
Yeah, I just watching him play. he was quick, right? Like there's some speed to his game. I know he would struggle in the faceoff dot, but then he seemed to correct it after a bit. Positionally, he was good, and he was chipping in when he could offensively with some interesting types of goals, like the tip and things like that. So I was thinking to myself, I thought this guy could possibly be the answer for on a low contract to take over that third line center role, where you're responsible defensively. You can go up against the big dogs of the other team, not get scored on, and hopefully shut them down and provide a little bit of scoring. Not unlike a young Deneau. That's how I kind of viewed him. I don't know why I did. Maybe it was just I thought that maybe that was the hope for him. But yeah, I do think it's kind of a loss for Edmonton. I do.
Well, I think though. So right now, Carolina has Seth Jarvis on the IR.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the rest of their lineup right now, as far as where Philp will sort of slot in, I mean, they're running Aho with Stank. This is the top team in the East, by the way. Aho with Stankoven and Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi with Blake and Nick Ehlers, Stahl with Martinook and William Carrier, and then Jankowski with Taylor Hall and Robinson on their fourth. Like, I don't see how Phil, and that's without Seth Jarvis in the lineup.
I know.
So I think Philp will be an Edmonton Oiler again by middle of January. But we'll see. Good for him that somebody else
it's a great
has
feeling.
shown interest in him. I think that's a positive.
No, that's it
for him.
Sucks to be sent down. You go through waivers and you're kind of sitting there hoping, praying that someone else picks you up, right? That you've done enough for other teams to think you're still an NHL player. So it's a boost to his confidence, I think, at least, that some other team would take a chance on him.
All right. You can text us 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And we'll get to some of your text messages. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. Feel free to comment over there as well. We've got about 10 minutes left in this show. And then we've got EST Afternoons coming up from 1 until 3. The Reed Wilkins Show from 3 until 6. I know on the Reed Wilkins Show today, Reed and Jay are going to be dishing out their final rosters for Team Canada. By this time tomorrow, we will know who Team Canada is made up of on the for the Olympic Games. Myself and Fraze this morning, we were talking about Zach Hyman and the fact that he's not really mentioned anywhere, but nobody's ever played better with Connor McDavid than Zach Hyman. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that you can move around the lineup. He scored 50 goals a couple of years ago. I think Reed's going to make a case for him to be on the team. You saw how important, he was awesome in the playoffs last. Remember how much he was hitting everything that moves. He contributes offensively. He's playing on the top power play in the league for the last 4 years. Any chance that and then would hear the conversation after, Connor must have put in a call and got Hyman. Do you think there's any chance that Zach Hyman could somehow pop onto that team?
I think there's a chance.
Slim chance?
Slim chance. What did Trev say? A 3 to 6 chance? 6
to 2.
6 to 2. I don't.
He could play on that team, though, right?
Yes.
Hyman could play on that team.
Yeah, and I think I heard you say it too, Dusty. It's not, even if he doesn't play with Connor, you can still put Hyman in that.
Yeah, this doesn't have to be a Kunitz only plays with Crosby type of thing.
Exactly. But there is kind of the Kunitz-Crosby relationship with Zach, because he does all. He's like Leon's Podkolzin, right? And Connor, you get an honest effort out of Zach Hyman, and he's going to hit everything. It's going to be there's a chance.
I'd also say that he might be the best net front presence they could have on a power play.
Yeah.
They got a ton of playmakers on the power play, but you can put Tom Wilson on your top power play unit. You're not playing Tom Wilson.
Yeah. You don't think so?
No way. I like Tom Wilson, but I'm not putting him on a power play with Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, and Nathan McKinnon. I'm sorry.
Here's a question. Because this is where I go. He probably isn't on the team. Outside chance. Right? Bennett will probably be there before he is. Right? Probably. Yeah. Would you take Hyman or Marchand if you had to pick between the two of them for you guys. And that's the one. And I know like there's the,
well, I mean, like I would have Hyman ahead of Bennett and I have Marchand ahead of Bennett.
Yeah.
Like Marchand is he's 14th in the league in points this year.
Yeah.
Sam Bennett's got 28 points in 38 games and he's an even player. Like Brad Marchand has been significantly better than Sam Bennett. Brad Marchand's been better than Zach Hyman so far this year. You know, like,
yeah, that's true.
I would put Hyman on the team ahead of Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'd have Bennett before Hyman.
You would?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Zach.
I don't think I would.
I'd have him pretty close.
That would be one of the guys that you would look at and go, could lose the job to Hyman if they decided to go Hyman, you know?
Yeah.
He's almost too honest. I like that little bit of nastiness in Bennett, you know?
There's a little bit more of a dick in Bennett. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I understand. I mean, but this isn't going to be Four Nations where there's 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of a.
There's not?
No. Can you imagine that?
That'd be great.
Canada and the U.S. start with 3 fights at the Olympics.
I think you get tossed, though, don't you?
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
It's
different.
Absolutely. It would be handled differently at those games. Okay, so probably not Hyman, but we like him. What about Bush? You think there's a chance? It was reported a couple weeks ago before Christmas that it was coming down to him and Schaefer. Now, I'm sure it was more than just him and Schaefer, but that's what Pierre LeBrun had mentioned out there. You see Schaefer see Marchment the other day?
Yeah.
And then Barzell came over and looked
That
like
was
he tried
great.
to. I know, I loved it.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, you're going to hit our 18-year-old star defenseman. I'm going to try to break your ankle.
And I'm sorry, Mason Marchment, but that was so dirty.
He was beaten.
He was beat.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cass, what do you think about Bush?
I think they're looking to the future, and so they take Schaefer instead of him. Like it's possible still he slides in here, but I don't think so.
Gager, how much do you think they should look at playoff Bouchard for the last couple of years?
It's
like how much should that factor into
it? Goes into consideration.
Right?
I think there's a guy
he's been really good in the playoffs.
He gets. I think he excels in those situations of playoff hockey. Now this is a little bit different than playoff hockey, the Olympics. So, but part of me worries about the extra toe drag when you can have guys like we saw Morrissey. Whose ankles did he break last night?
At the blue line there?
Oh, my gosh.
I can't remember who that was. But that was not very often the blue line, you just see somebody, you go, wow.
Yeah.
But I know what you're talking about.
It was in the third period there.
Yeah.
So you have Morrissey that does that. Taze does that. McCarr does that. Bush kills you with his patience. And I would rather have the guy that's a little bit more fleet of foot in those types of situations.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me. But you can't argue with his success at the most crucial parts. Like when you're comparing what he's been doing in his sample size to greats like Orr and Coffey, that's
in those big moments. It almost seems like his chillness
goes away.
Well, it just seems like it helps him.
Yeah,
a bit in those moments, right?
But he seems more
because I think he cranks it up a notch, but still has the same mindset, and it might be a really good recipe for success. I don't know. I don't think he's going to be on the team, but it's nice that he's put himself into a little bit of a conversation.
Yeah, no, he's definitely done it over the last month and a half.
You know, if he came out of the gate
and played like this,
I
think he would be ahead of Schaefer.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. He had a tough October,
but I like that they're taking. If they do take Schaefer, I think it's a good idea because let's face it, this guy's going to be there over the next 15 years anyway.
Well, I saw last night Johnson and Button had their team during the World Juniors. They laid it out, and no Jordan Binnington on their team. They had Blackwood, Thompson, and Kemper. I think Gage or Binnington's been god awful this year. But do you give him a chance to run it back and have 2 other options anyway?
It's tough because he's shown that he's big time, right? And if you think back, he wasn't great at the start of the Four Nations.
No,
he wasn't. It wasn't until the latter part where he kind of put it all together,
and then was epic in overtime.
And I don't know who I heard talking, but Darcy Kemper has really put his name forward. I like the way that someone put it. He's a first save goaltender, right? Like most of the time he stops the first one, and that's all you need with that type of
that team in
front type of defense and those players in front of you. So if you can just make sure he makes because I still remember Carey Price's first first Olympics, and I found myself anxious, thinking, can this guy really do it? And he made every first save. Yeah, right? That's all he had to do.
Unless Cass is shooting on him.
Unless Cass
scored
thank
twice.
God Cass didn't get his German citizenship.
I want to get to this text quickly.
I should have went to go play for them.
I can't believe you didn't.
This text from Coach Mike quickly. Maybe you guys talked about it, but do Cass or Gager remember teammates or have a story about a guy that didn't fight much, but when they did, it was memorable? In honor of the Nuge last night, dropping the gloves of Pionk.
Just to keep it local, Doug Waite was a killer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like guys would grab him and then it would be game over. He was very, very tough. But he
didn't need to be very often, but
when he did, he caught guys completely off guard.
Cass, what about you? As the tough guy on the team, might be a little bit of a different approach from everybody else, but was there a teammate that got you guys going when somebody else went?
I mean, any of your light heavies are always the fun guys.
Yeah.
The guys that can fight up or fight down that may surprise some guys that are tougher. Zach Smith was a guy who he could hold his own. He was pretty tough in that. Yeah, I'm trying to think of someone else. I got to chew on that for a minute because there was a couple guys. Smitty's the first one that comes to mind of being but he was a light heavy. He could
fight. He could fight the heavies if he wanted to, but
if he
not
had to, and he's probably going to lose, but he'll stand in there and try to hold his own. But if he fights someone that's just his size, usually he's going to do really, really well. Trying to think of some of the smaller guys that are unsuspecting.
Who was good. He was tough too, and he was a lefty, so he caught guys off guard. It was Steve Kelly.
Stevie really?
Stevie! I played with Steven. He was
sneaky tough, right? Tyler Wright, another one that was kind of a little sneaky, like those light heavies. Those are always the best.
Could handle themselves.
Yeah. Steve, there's one. Serge Paye would have been another guy who was actually same thing, kind of more of a skilled guy. You don't really think he's going to do that, and then all of a sudden he's he's got a little nasty to him sometimes.
I like when the Nuge does it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's great. My girls were yelling. They were going nuts.
They were loving it. Yeah.
They loved it.
Oh my God, it's Nuge.
Well, that's exactly. My oldest was yeah.
All right. What's coming up in EST afternoons? Who knows what's up next? What are the guys got here?
Yeah, Lee Hacksaw Hamilton will be checking in to go around the NFL to look at the playoff picture in the league. Of course, entering the final week.
1 week left.
Regular season and all the headlines surrounding the league there. Gager and Maddie, who's in today. Hernan will be back tomorrow on EST afternoons to resume the normal activities.
How much you miss? How do you miss Hernan right now, Gager?
He's been gone.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't take all 3 days off.
Yeah,
it's going to come back one day.
That's weird, and then off again, and then another day off. Yeah, what a weirdo.
Yeah, no, they'll get into the game from yesterday. Pickard standing on his head, of course, and lots to talk about.
All right, so stick around for that here on TuneIn, on iHeart at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and over on YouTube as well. Cass, good stuff, buddy. Enjoy New Year's on Thursday, and we'll catch up next week.
Sounds good, guys.
There you go. That's Matt Kassian. For Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage, I'm Dustin Nielson. Two Guys A Goalie has been brought to you by GS Construction. For more than 5 decades, GS Construction has been proud to serve our community and work alongside incredible people, helping Edmonton grow for over 50 years. Visit gsconstruction.ca for more details. Take it easy.